Mullins here, Director of Parks and Recreation, and I am here with Coffee and Connections. And who I have with me today is Sarah Healy. She is our admin assistant. She is a full-time employee. She started full-time last March. Yep, last March. And so we're just going to chat with Sarah and hear about her experiences with Parks and Rec and just get the lowdown on it. So Sarah, you full-time in March, but talk about your prior experience before March with Parks and Recreation.
Well, prior to March, I was part-time admin, so my responsibilities included doing some bill pay registrations for programs and things like that. I also came up to the ski area and helped out there. And now that I'm full-time, I'm primarily in Pop Whalen in the office, and it's really terrific.
Nice. So Sarah has, this is your third?
This is my third year.
Yeah, third year. So she was a couple years part-time and now full-time. I would say her job scope has changed over the years. With part-time, there was more flexibility and we used her wherever we could. And now having that full-time, it's really primarily the office duties of Parks and Recreation. I think some people don't often realize that Pop Whalen Ice and Arts Center is the home to Parks and Recreation. So even though we're in the rink, we're doing a lot of programming stuff, registrations. We do a lot of staffing. Like we have a lot of part-time seasonal staff that comes through here. So Sarah is the person that would help process all that paperwork and make sure our bills get paid, just kind of keeping the flow going with Parks and Rec. Most of our stuff then goes down to Town Hall where they process stuff as well, but we're the primary source at this facility to kind of just make stuff happen. Sarah comes to us with a lot of experience, like between food service industry, being a mom, like just working with children, working with programs and stuff. She's really been an asset to our department, just because she's very flexible and can hop and do stuff, and not a lot of explaining needs to happen. She just makes it happen. So we do appreciate that with her. So if you haven't met Sarah, I encourage you to stop on down. I mean, most of you probably have met her through the phone or through email, but this is what her face looks like. Because I know you've probably had a lot of interactions with her, but maybe if you don't come into the office, not as much. So we are actually sitting in the Abenaki Ski Lodge, and we thought we would just chat about Abenaki a little bit just because it's opening soon. So our estimated start date is December 26th. We always open the day after Christmas. It's something that we do. Very rarely do we not open, and that's really just impacted by Mother Nature. The plan is for our crew is to make snow prior to when we open. So it takes about 2 weeks to cover the hill, and then we're talking about making the snow, but then they have to groom it all as well. So looking 2 weeks prior to when we open, we're kind of watching for weather. And I know we've had a couple snowstorms and people are like, oh, we're good to go. But it takes a lot of snow to cover Abenaki because we want it to be safe. Because we'll probably show you video of this after. We're going to go through the facility. And you can see there is snow, but you can still see grass and rocks and some ground. So you really want that covered up for safety purposes. So our staff will end up working overnight, sometimes through Christmas, for our snowmaking crew because they're waiting for the perfect conditions, which it has to be pretty low temperatures, but also low humidity. Because if it's too much humidity, it makes wet, clumpy snow, and that really isn't conducive. It's hard for them to get it through the snowmaking guns and stuff because they need the air and the compressors and all that. So we really wait for that sweet spot of the window we have. Sometimes it's in the middle of the night. So if we have it, then it's great. We have that 2 weeks prior to, and then we're able to open on that date. If for some reason Mother Nature doesn't cooperate with us, the staff will still work, but it will just be when they can bust it out. So if they can't get enough made to cover that ground so it's safe, then we will have to postpone. But we're pretty good at keeping on top of letting everyone know. So that's just something to look at our website and our social media for, just so you can be on top of knowing when we are open. I'm going to pass the microphone on to Sarah because she has been instrumental in kind of helping with setting up the lodge facilities and the snack shack. So I'm just going to let her chat a little bit about what happens on that end of it.
Well, here at Abenaki in the lodge, we have concessions as well as rentals, and we do have ski patrol on staff. So we have a full service first aid room as well. A typical day here at Abenaki, this lodge is full of children and families, and it's such a great family-friendly environment. It's like family. Everybody who comes here kind of knows everyone. We all look out for each other. The kids are safe to go out on the hill, and even the people working the mountain know who these kids are. So you really get a sense of home when you're here. It typically is quite busy, and we have the grill going, so that, having that grill smell going through the air is always nice, and the music that we play. Our lodge staff is here to help if you ever need anything. So feel free to approach any of us at any time and let us know what we can do to help you.
Perfect. So we're probably going to get a couple shots of the hill and just the lodge to let you get a prelude of what's coming in December. We're very excited to have another great ski season. It looks like it might be snowy and cold, which we like. Hopefully not as cold as last year because it got so cold that we actually had to close the hill a little bit. So we are excited for a new ski season. We have some new staff and some returning staff, so we're pretty excited to bring on a new crew and have those faces that are familiar to you if you come here year after year. And we hope to see you soon. Thanks for joining us.